But
Hi, welcome to our channel.
I hit dead on with it, though. Actually, welcome back, everybody. I'm going to bring you another video today of something I stumbled across recently that I didn't know they were making, and I got one in. I've been testing it a little bit, and I just wanted to come back and tell you my opinions of it. What it is these new UTG flip-up sights, pretty much for the AR platform, but they could be used on some other stuff as well. But excuse me, they're made by UTG, which generally people think is pretty cheap stuff, and it is price wise, and a lot of their stuff in the past is, I'll admit, has been garbage. But a lot of the UTG stuff now, like the UTG Pro line and stuff like that, it really is good. But I've used the UTG sights for a while. This is the regular UTG flip-up sights. Got the front and rear there. You just flip them up, then you got a little button you push to fold them down. Nothing new there. I mean, there's plenty of videos on these, and I've got several sets of those. I've never honestly had a complaint with them. They're very expensive for the money. They're around $40 for the set, and they're all aluminum and they seem well built. But what I've got for you now is these new ones that they've just come out with, and this is the packages they come in. Nothing special there, and they both do come with a little Torx head to install them. But what's different about these is these are, I would call them a little bit more of a minimalist design, but they are a spring-loaded. They're called the UTG Accu-Sync spring-loaded sights, and they got a front and rear. So you've got a simple, and this gun is unloaded. This is my my Mill Sport. If you haven't seen the video on this, go check it out. A lot of changes since the original video, you can probably tell. Got an SBA3 on it. But anyway, I'll link the original video, even though a lot has changed since then. And everything here, guns that I'm going to be waving in and out, they're all unloaded, all been checked. But anyway, you can see the front there. Got a little push button, and push it, and it just springs up. It's your elevation adjustment, and it locks in place. Same with the rear. It's a little bit tight, but you push it and it pops right up. That button's a little stiff, but I don't really think that's a bad thing. If anything, it may be a good thing. Got your dual aperture there. You can flip from small to large, and then you just simply push the button and fold it back down. Simple as that. But you can see it's got a really small footprint. They're really low profile. I really like them, and I just wanted to bring a video to you about them because I stumbled across these and I didn't know they were making them. And it's a little easier when I can push it with my thumb. I don't have a problem. I didn't know they were making these things, and I just happened to come across them, and I was like, well, that's really cool. I've had the Magpul sights. Like I said, I've had the original UTGs. I've had some others like these here. I mean, these are Troy. These are extremely expensive iron sights, and they are extremely high quality. I'm not necessarily saying these are on par with Troy or anything like that, but they do seem extremely well built. I'm going to roll in some pictures at the end comparing this to some of the other sights I have, so you can just kind of get an idea. I don't know the actual true height of them, but I'm just going to call them standard height because they co-witness. This is a lower 1/3 co-witness mount, and it co-witnesses through it the way it's supposed to, just like all these other sights do. But they seem to be a really good option for the money. I mean, they're all metal, all aluminum. Excuse me, and really positively flip up. I mean, you got to put a little force on it, but then they pop right up and they lock. They have very little to really no play in them. And then you can just push the button and fold and they go right back down. But I really like them. I've got, like I said, I got them on this little AR-9. I've been shooting them. Hadn't had any problem with them. I really do. I think they're going to be a good option going forward. This may be sights that I kind of go with. I mean, I know they're UTG, but I'm trying to just judge them based on what I see, and I'm not looking at, you know, the past stuff with UTG. And you know, I like them. I've always used the Magpul M-Bus. You know, here's a set of M-Bus on this teal AR here. You know, just standard. Now, these are a little bit smoother. I mean, just the general operation. But I'll be honest, these, and I know these have been the go-to sights for a lot of people for a long time, but these just feel more rigid. You know, they're a smaller design. I don't know if you can really tell there. Like I said, I'm going to take some close-up pictures of all this and just roll it in, because it's hard for me to hold all of them and show you everything I'm trying to say about the size of them and stuff. But they're just, they seem to be really well built. I have no problem with the M-Bus, but I've just never really, I don't know, I've used them. I have several sets, but they've just never really been my favorite, even though I've never had a problem with them. But these are quickly becoming my favorite for the price point. I got them, I paid $58 free shipping for these off of eBay. They're pretty much around the $60 price point everywhere. Which for UTG, people may think that is crazy, but I think it's real worth it. Now granted, these older style UTGs, like on this Smith & Wesson M&P 15, this is my 1522 that I built. I took a stock 1522 and just customized it to suit the way I wanted. I found this to be a better option than trying to build an AR-22 for training. I think this is a better option, still do. I got like 15,000 rounds to this gun, no lie, and it's still going strong. But anyway, these are still good sights too for the money. These are only like 40 bucks now. But going forward, I think I'm really going to start using these Accu-Syncs. So, you know, and then other good sights, I mean, you know, I'm not just trying to show you all sights. I really wanted to show you these, but like these Ruger flip-ups, you see nobody really talk about these much. I find these to be excellent sights. These are around 60 bucks, push button. You know, they fold right down. They've got the dual aperture that folds. One thing I really like about them is these have just one aperture. Granted, I like having the dual to be able to go back and forth. But if you're going to have one, I like the way these Rugers are, because instead of having a small and a large, it kind of just gives you an intermediate. I don't know the true specs, how big that, you know, diameter of that peep actually is. But when it comes to these Rugers, let's see, I got another set of Rugers here. This is a set of those Rugers here. And as you can see, I got the complete set. I mean, you know, they're just good, good simple sights. Never had a problem with those Rugers either. They're fairly inexpensive, about 60 bucks. But, you know, long story short, I just wanted to throw out my opinion on these. My opinion of these, if you see these, and this is something that you kind of came across like I did, and you're like, I don't know if those are any good. They're kind of, there's no reviews on them. And, get them, because I really like them. I mean, they're real well built. They seem extremely, like if you didn't tell me these were UTG, and you just hand them to me and said, hey, check these out, see what you think, man, I would be like, wow, these are nice. And if you said, hey, these are 60 bucks, I'd be like, wow, okay, I want some of those. And, yeah, they're really awesome. I mean, I really do enjoy these sights. And, yeah, going to probably buy another set very soon and put on another build. But anyway, just kind of a spontaneous video. I got these in the other day and I've been shooting them, and I was just looking on YouTube and I was like, well, I need to do a video on them for anybody that's interested. Like I said, I mean, I don't know what else to say other than they work. You know, you got your windage adjustment on the rear, you got your standard elevation adjustment on the front. All that seems to work. They were extremely close when I dropped them onto this this 9mm. All I had to do was, I believe it was raise the front just a little, just like one rotation. It wasn't much, but they've been very functional, and they seem like they are very rugged. If anything changes with that, I'll definitely, you know, if they just fall apart tomorrow, I'll make a follow-up video to let you know that. But I don't see it. I see these things as being very tough, like I said, I don't want to compare them to the Troys because that's kind of unfair. I mean, these sights are like really expensive, but they really remind me of them. Now, obviously, the Troy isn't spring-loaded, but just the basic design, I don't know, it just reminds me of the Troy. And that's a big difference in the price there. And like I said, I'm not trying to just down the Troys. I like these Troys. I actually, personally, would never pay this much for backup sights. But I got these on a trade. And, I mean, they're really good sights. I really like them. But, you know, just comparing them even to even, not biasly, I actually like these better. So I'm sure some people will disagree with that. Now, I'm not saying that these aren't probably better sights, but I want my backup sights to work. I don't want them to ever fail me, but they are just that. They are backup sights. Now, I have other guns that I only have irons. I do not have an optic, and I would trust these even for that application. Like, as your only sighting system, I think these would be absolutely fine. Or if you wanted to just get the rear one, if you had something, with a fixed style front sight, like I've got this Ruger here on the back of this one, the UTG would be a good option for that as well. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to throw this out there. I'm gonna take some pictures and I'm gonna try to line all these up and show you each of these sights side by side and the front sights the best I can, because that was kind of my thing. I couldn't tell how these things were going to set on the rail when I first bought them, and I couldn't find any pictures comparing them. So that's what I'm gonna try to. I like to do videos for things that other people haven't thought of, or it just isn't out there. Like I said, I'm a normal dude, so when I buy stuff, I go look it up on YouTube before I buy it, just to find out what other guys are saying. And when it comes to something like this, it looked really good to me, but I couldn't find any info. So that's what prompted me to make a YouTube, and that's what I try to make videos about. But enough of that. But I'll roll in those pictures, and if you have any questions about these sights, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Thanks.